Alright, welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we're gonna work on the next, Tsurumi Island mission. And yeah, you do have to wait till server reset to do the next part. Fog's all back too. I wonder if that's gonna be a permanent thing. Where every time you wanna go there, you have to go through the gate. What's the matter? We ran into some very concerning things on Tsurumi Island. Your point being? Miss Muda would like to know more about your relation to the island. Alright, I understand. Kama is my family's, just consider it my clan name. Our ancestor was from Tsurumi Island. What? Why didn't Miss Samantha tell us any of that? Guessing she doesn't know either. That's because I never told her. But why? Because she never asked. If she asked, I would have told her. But since she hasn't, I'm simply her boatman. I follow her to Yashiro Island to gather reference material. I smuggle snacks from Leeway. I listen to her read books. I think this is a good deal. So about your ancestor. My ancestor could not stomach what was happening on Tsurumi Island and left. So he built a small boat and followed the path of the so-called Thunderbird. And what happened after that? My ancestors lived on Sarai Island for a long time. Sometime later, the Thunderbird destroyed Tsurumi Island, and even later on it was killed on Sarai. The island became nigh uninhabitable then, so we migrated to Kanazuka. What happened after that? Our family was lucky enough to survive these various catastrophes, and so we began working in Tatara. Afterward, having despaired of the way in which the then inspector acted, my ancestors resigned and moved to Narukami Island. Previously, we even made a tidy sum of mora in Rito doing business, but by the time it came to my father's generation, we had little to our name but a pile of debts. Death. Whatever. We really remember history very clearly. Each generation of our family would tell our story to the one that follows. We have a strong oral tradition. It is said that this was due to our earliest ancestor claiming that he had given up everything, save for the reason he has left in the first place. Before my father passed on, he claimed that we were the last guardians of the people of Tsurumi Island, although that hardly counts for much. We were no illustrious clan, like one might consider the Haraig or Kamisato to be. The only thing he left me was a single small boat. Why did he leave Tsurumi Island? We hold that it is because the Thunderbird showed favor to a certain child, which the priest then decided to sacrifice to it. Our ancestor could not accept such a thing, so he left. He originally wanted to take the child with him, but it seems that the other party stayed of their own accord. That must have been really hard for him. So the natural occurrences on the island, they must be the result of very large-scale ley line disorder. It is said that the sound of Tsurumi Island being destroyed could be heard all the way from Sarai. Was the Thunderbird really that powerful? That it could reduce Sarai Island to such a state? My father did take me to Tsurumi once to see where it all began. Aberrations of the past would appear amidst the sea of fog. Illusions replaying past events, namely the final ceremony held on the island, albeit one in which the flow of time is all wrong. Thunderbird then destroyed Tsurumi Island, resulting in a great storm, and then it started all over again. So that's the reason why those people didn't take notice of us at all, because they were all illusions of the past. There's no meaning in speaking to the islanders. They are simply shadows created by the ley line disorders. However, there is one exception, which is a child who was the offering to the Thunderbird. I believe this to be the Rue you spoke of. That means we gotta save them. I wouldn't worry about this. They are all ultimately illusions created by the ley lines. So the whole Ghost Mashiro thing Miss Muda talked about was true. But never mind all that. Paimon thinks we should at least try to help Rue. Even if he is an illusion, he's still Paimon's friend. Well, it doesn't matter to me either way. I have no love for Tsurumi, nor do I have any for my father's talk of bloodlines and history. If I were Lady Samura, I would say something like, if the cycle of the Sea of Fog can be broken, then that history may also be ended. Haha, very funny. But you didn't laugh. Really? I did in fact. I find it quite interesting. Oh sure. Either way, thanks for telling us all that stuff, Kama. Lady Samura commissioned you. I have said enough, I believe. We asked Kama, now it's time to go looking for Rue. Wish we could go to the teleport point. That is just a little closer. So we do. Looks like Road is here too. Oh. Well, he's not part of our quest. Might go back and talk to him after it if this quest don't last long and it becomes another daily thing. We should be able, as long as we go through this gate. Really? So I'm gonna have to fuck with the trees again? And look for Rue. Rue's not here. Maybe he's deeper inside. We need to find him, and quick. If not, the islanders are gonna sacrifice him to the Thunderbolt. According to what Kama said, Paimon knows that all things happening here are illusions that constantly repeat themselves. But if that's the case, does that mean that Rue's been sacrificed to the Thunderbird? Archon only knows how many times? That's just too sad. We've got to help him, no matter what. Something's gonna jump me. Yep. Over there, we've seen those people before. No wait, it was an illusion, wasn't it? I'm gotta kill them, don't I?
Solidify! Gather!
Isn't Rue lucky? Don't be silly. Oh, sorry. And the fact that I'm the only one doing work over here makes it worse. That's Ippei and Makura. Looks like they're making offerings to the Purge. Paimon has an idea. What, destroy the Purge? They said that the Purges are key to the ceremony, and so people need to make offerings there and protect them. Well, the ceremony won't be able to continue if we destroy the Purges, right? Yep. Well, even if that's so, don't you think it's worth a shot? Since these islanders love their Thunderbird and Purges and stuff so much, let's just give wrecking them a go. They said that these Purges contain the Thunderbird's power, right? Maybe they'll react if we blow them away. Yeah, that was a little predictable.
Solidify!
Some tingly stuff when we were... Okay. What do I do about it? I guess Geo works. A Nemo works too. That'd be a lot better.
Crumble. Quake.
Oh, there's up here? Okay, I see one. Why is it so much weaker than it was? Do they get stronger the further out they go?
Gather.
Oh no.
Windblade.
Still missing one though. There it is.
Crumble.
That's not what I wanted.
Stabilize.
Windblade.
Yeah, that don't do nothing. Oh, it works. It really works. Come on, let's go get the rest. Perch, what's going on here? I can't hit the teleport points either. That sucks. Don't even know what I use those fluorescent fungi for. I am gonna hit this here though. So many, it's hard not to. Where is the perch again? Must be on that hill there, just not rendered in. I like how I can see clearly until I get in the fog. Like, shouldn't the fog around it stop me from seeing to begin with? Fuck, where was the tree? Oh, there it is.
Delves into death.
Hmm. I don't know how useful the elemental sight is. When you get they're marked on the map and everything.
Wind blade.
Let me scry.
Gather. Yeah.
Oh shit.
With the wind.
Fuck. Oh, it did go where I wanted it to. Damn, I'm aggroing everything, aren't I? Really?
Stabilize.
The last one's over here somewhere.
Solidify.
Wind blade.
I forget where the tree is. Up here? Yeah.
Solidify.
Well, that's 2 out of 4. Can't see the way ahead at all. We're just going around in circles. If only there were some landmarks or lights along the way. Okay. Okay, there's a tree over there. Ah, fuck wolves. What the hell did I aggro?
Shadows of fate.
Really?
I will have order.
And he was walking away when I decided I used my ult. That probably brought him right back. It did. What the fuck? It wouldn't let me move.
Stabilize.
These wolves are the absolute worst. Especially since you can't even attack without them getting you.
This is getting interesting.
Wind blade.
Gather. Solidify.
Wind blade.
Gather. This is getting interesting. Solidify.
Wind blade.
I've lost where the perch is. There it is. The range of them being aggro, Jesus Christ.
Solidify.
Delve into destiny.
Stabilize. Order guide you. Emergency.
Oh, I'm gonna go hit a healing spot real quick.
Stabilize.
This one area I don't think had a lot of wolves, so that's something. No, I should probably have done this one before the other one. Cause it's definitely gonna make me go through that tunnel.
Stabilize.
Maybe not.
Wind blade.
Gather.
Wind blade.
Quake. Crumble. Stabilize.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, these things are really troublesome. Where the hell is the tree again? Might be easier to just run back in. Yeah, that's what I think I'll do. Cause it'd be a lot easier to get to the tree when I can actually see it. And not having to climb back up either.
Gather.
And that should be all of the purchase. Let's hope that's enough to stop the ceremony. It's all in the past now. Paimon knows that, but we've got no clue where Rue is. We should go to the ceremony site. That's right, Rue always wanted us to take part in the ceremony. Let's hope it doesn't end the same way this time. Really, I avoided them and... Oh great, I'm being killed in the cutscene. You flee from the storm together with Paimon. That was close. We barely managed to get out. So this is the storm that Kama talked about. It could have been from us destroying the purchase. That's true. They did have power in them after all. Uh-oh, if it's storming out there, Rue might be in danger. We should go look for him. Yeah, let's double back and see if we can find him then. Really? Why are they at the teleport point? There's Rue. Rue, you're alright. Jaryuma, Paimon, why did you do this? Eh? I thought that the two of you were good, strong people. And that you'd be different from the others. You came back to look for me. Listen to everything I said. I thought that the ceremony would go well this time, but we want to stop the ceremony. That way you'll be safe. Why do you want it to proceed? Back then, something happened. Something went wrong. Things were going so well, but then I woke up. I found that the island had become like this. Everyone was weird. No one could see me. No one could hear me. Then after a while, a storm would start, and it would be super scary. At these times, only Wakaku, Oina, and Otaki wouldn't be struck by lightning. I'd hide there and wait for the storm to end. But once the thunder stopped, everything would repeat all over again. I would wake up, and everyone would be doing the same things. Capture's missing too. I couldn't find her, not even on Mount Kana. The ceremony must have gone wrong. We must have made her angry. That's why I prepared another ceremony, and another, but it always ends the same. That's why I had the idea of bringing in people from the outside. I thought that you were my friends, and that you'd help me. Actually, hold on a moment. Thunderbird? That's right. That's what they call her. She's our guardian deity. If the ceremony goes smoothly, Captor will be pleased. That way, everyone will be happy. In the past, Captor paid no attention to the people who were offered to her. But I'm different. That's why I have to make sure that the ceremony goes well. That way everyone could go back to normal and live their lives again. Big brother Ippei and big sister Makuri will get married, and Kina and Kido will grow up and become great adventurers. And once things are better here, big sister Sayo will come back, big brother Kama too, and dad will no longer have to be afraid of Katker's wrathful lightning. And everyone would realize that the outside world isn't a bad place, because there are good people like you in it. So why? Why did you ruin the ceremony? Because this isn't right. That's not true. This is right. Don't come back here again. There's going to be another storm. It's going to be super scary. Just go already. I don't want to see you ever again. Let's go and report to Samita, I guess. You're right. Let's go. So are we gonna wind up bringing Kama here? Like, hey, Kama's dead. He lived happy. Here's his great grandson. Ah, it's you two. Have there been any new developments? I've got it now. Let's break this down simply. According to your plot, the flow of time in Tsurumi Island does not match that of the outside world. If it were me, I certainly would, as you have ascribed to this to a special ley line order. I doubt that such a ley line disorder could occur naturally, though let's just say it fell from the skies, maybe with a fragment of Celestia or something, which then mixed together with the lightning storms created by the Thunderbird to create these phenomena. And I'd give this plot 4 out of 10 maybe. It's usable, but it's hard to execute. There should be a more elegant way of writing this. Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing of particular note. So if we want to push the story forward, we need a few more plot points in play. For example, the Tsurumi tragedy was born from a misunderstanding. That's what I'd write anyway. For example, the priest and Rue might have taken the Thunderbird's favor upon Rue as a sign that it wanted him as a sacrifice, but in truth the Thunderbird might have just liked him in particular. I suppose the resolution of such a plotline would simply be to find a way to convey Rue's feelings to the Thunderbird. Oh, I can't say for sure, but I don't think there's any problems with this progression per se. I remember a very popular series that ran for at least a few dozen volumes with this plot as the basis for its story. You just need to find some ways to continuously insert various happenings that pose obstacles to the misunderstanding's resolution, and allow it to fester. Why, that book? Oh, right, sorry. But according to the developments you've mentioned, since the Thunderbird was vanquished on Sarai Island and Rue himself is but a shade of the past, then he can only avert this catastrophe via some mystical means. This really is quite hard to write. There are so many things that would be hard to explain. Unacceptable. Chronicles of the Sea of Fog can't be that sort of story. Do you have any other ideas? Mind if we say something to Kama for a moment? Oh, you've seen him around then? Wait, what? Kama is a descendant of Tsurumi Island's natives? Let's go look for him right now. It is as Jaryuma says. I am a descendant of the Tsurumi Island natives. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? All those times I got you to send those people there? You never asked. Well, that is just how you are, but... Nor would telling Tsurumi's story edify anyone. My father clung to that story to his dying day. From the time I was young, he would often take me there. It's a gloomy place, one filled with nothing but terrible memories. But had you asked me, Lady Samita, I would have told you. You're right, if I had been more willing to ask for his opinion and trusted him more, I wouldn't have had to do this in such a roundabout fashion. Sorry, Kama. It's alright. Well then, as a remnant of Tsurumi Island, what do you think of this? The last Scion of Tsurumi returns to his desolate homeland, only to be caught up in the twisted weft of time. Simply put, you hear the call of your ancestors and headed in the mist of Tsurumi Island. Following the sound of the Mashiro, you traverse the fog, only to realize as you approach the site of that Millennium Mode ceremony that you've become the same ancestor who bore your name all those years ago. There, you experience the island's final day, till violet lightning and roaring thunder rend the skies. Then you awake, only to have the same day begin again. Well, what do you think? Is this plot, this novel with amazing grand prize worthy? It's not that impressive. I get it. You probably greatly value Tsurumi's history, so it's no surprise that you might be offended by my fictional aberrations. So, how about this then? I'm not talking about that. Tsurumi's history doesn't matter that much to me. I just feel that this plot doesn't grab me as much as the Toki Yali Tales or Kano Travels that you read to me before, nor does it quite flow as freely as the Three Young Nobles. No, that was blunt of you. Sorry. Oh, don't apologize. At moments like these, that just feels even more hurtful to me as a writer. Sorry, I shouldn't have apologized. This is so annoying. But most annoying of all is the fact that I can't refute your critique. Come on. Yes, I know. I will do that. Kama's heard a lot of stories after all. If he finds them interesting, I'm sure my editor will too. Yeah, Paimon was just sinking. Paimon's never giving up, mind you. Paimon's just sinking. Could we try the method that Miss Submitted just mentioned? What did I say? I've already forgot. We could give it a go. But you're the one who said not to give up, Jaryuma. Paimon won't either. And anyway, didn't we agree to have a good meal at the restaurant once we finish this commission? I don't think I follow exactly, but it's good to see that Paimon's so spirited. You're talking to the illustrious Paimon after all. Well then, how about this commission of yours? We'll continue plumbing the depths of Tsurumi Island's mysteries. Alright. In that case, I look forward to your next report. How do you venture to say it again? Right. Ad Astra Abyssosque. Am I gonna have to wait a day for the next part still? Looks like it. Well, there is actually another daily mission I looked up. That'll get rid of the storms over here, I think. You cannot afford to delay any longer. Almost everyone has been evacuated now. Is this not the perfect time to sort everything out? Mind your own business. Tatarasuna's safety and the smithing operations are our business. Don't you have shrine duties to attend to? Or are you trying to tell me that metalwork is under the authority of the Grand Narukami Shrine now? Don't you lecture me. You really think I'd be here talking to you if I didn't have to be? It's because you aren't doing your job. The Tatarigami's influence is now being felt even by the sacred Sakura at the Grand Shrine. That's the only reason Lady Miko sent me out here, to exercise it. What? How is that possible? The Grand Narukami Shrine is nowhere near here. You are far too dismissive of the Tatarigami's power. Praise be to the mighty Electro Archon. The Tatarigami core has proven useful. It can be used as an unlimited energy source. How convenient. You think that's as far as the issue with the Tatarigami goes, do you? Problem arises with Tatarasuna's Mikage furnace, and as far as you're concerned, the most pressing issue is a temporary halt in production. Right. The fact we've had a halt production is damaging the war effort. This is the most critical issue of all. Forget it. I'm only here to deal with the Thunder Sakura issue anyway. You may not like what I have to say, but I urge you to be more vigilant in how you're handling this. You brought in experts from Fontaine to work on the Mikage furnace, yes? Most of them have already left, but unless I am mistaken, one engineer has stayed behind for equipment maintenance. What's stopping you from approaching him? You must mean Xavier. He already approached me, and he and I had a conversation. But the one managing the maintenance of the Mikage furnace is Sir Hanbei, and he isn't here. Beyond that, I don't have the authority to divulge any further information. That Hanbei, never mind. This isn't getting me anywhere. Since you place such a great emphasis on authority, then let me put this to you in those terms. If the situation deteriorates any further, you can expect to be visited by someone with the authority to take this out of your hands. As much as I appreciate the unsolicited advice, you don't need to worry yourself about this. Once Sir Hanbei gets back, I'll report the situation to him. Till then, forgive me for abiding by the rules, but I can't tell you anything else. Those two seem to be arguing about something. Things look quite tense. Paimon thinks they mentioned something about the Mikage furnace. Maybe something's happened to this island. Let's go ask those two over there. We'll ask him first. Something I can help you with? What's all this Mikage furnace and Tataragami talk? It's just a small problem. We need a little time to sort out. You're an inventor, aren't you? This place isn't suitable for you or your ilk. Get out of here. Bet I could kick your ass. How did it come to this? What's the Mikage furnace that you guys were talking about? You're an outlander, aren't you? You've got some terrible luck to have traveled to Inazuma at this time. The island is called Tatara. It's a smelting plant for jade steel, which is used to forge weaponry. Are you aware of the legends of Inazuman swords? The jade steel manufactured here is the reason that Inazuman swords are as sharp and durable as they are. No need to worry, this can hardly be called confidential military intelligence. After all, the Tenryou Commission feels that having the ability to forge powerful weapons is something they should flaunt. A few years ago, for the purpose of expanding production capacity, they hired a team of consultants from Fontaine. They built the Mikage furnace, a machine that could fully harvest the powers of the Tataragami. We've warned them countless times not to let their guard down when it comes to the Tataragami, but they decided to go ahead with the project anyway. After the Mikage furnace started production, most of the consultation team returned to Fontaine. Only Xavier, who we just mentioned, stayed behind in Inazuma. But during one of the previous battles, something went wrong with the furnace. The part that stored the corrupt Tataragami energy became extremely unstable. Work was halted in Tatarasuma and everyone was evacuated shortly after. Xavier took emergency action, and he seemed to have set up a containment dome around the Mikage furnace. It's only a temporary solution though. He's probably still on the island now trying to figure out a way to solve the problem for good. Meanwhile, the shogunate is only concerned about restarting production as soon as possible. I hear that they're even considering calling the consultants from Fontaine back again. But I don't think they'd be willing to come under the current conditions in Inazuma. And it just has to be that Hanbei guy in charge of this whole thing, doesn't it? Who's Hanbei? Manager, you could say. Always goes on about procedures, articles, and applications. First reaction is never to find the solution to the problem. Instead, it's about what forms should be filled out, and which powerful individual needs to be informed about the incident beforehand. He's probably in the city right now preparing to submit whatever forms he can find. I really don't know if he's actually aware of the severity of the situation. I just hope Xavier or our craftsmen can find some way to solve the problem. If something were to go wrong with the Tataragami inside the Mikage furnace, well, if that happens, you should probably leave the island. This all sounds pretty serious. Will someone think of the poor treasures? That's true, but didn't she mention that someone named Xavier is trying to find a solution? Why don't we go and take a look? It'd put our minds at ease if we could help take care of this, wouldn't it? It's hopeless. Hello, are you Xavier? That's right, Xavier's the name, and the name's mine. But is it fate or foul that we should meet at this time and place? Pray tell, fine lad, who are you here? I'm just a helpful adventurer, a grand adventurer, on route to the stars, the abyss, and beyond, arrives here on the island of conflict in Tatara. On the way here, did you happen to see a protective cover that looks like a bubble? Oh, okay then, no, that makes sense. The containment dome's not usually visible. If you want to view it from a distance, you have to employ a specific observation technique. Surely. Not with my eyes, that's for sure. I view it by availing myself of this work, the Mikage Furnace Emergency Response Procedures Trial. I followed the instructions to the letter, based on the readings given by the instrument. It seems that the dome has been successfully activated. One other thing I should mention is that technically speaking, its official name is the Mikage Furnace Emergency Containment Dome. Now, as for the Mikage Furnace, fantastic. She is a considerate and capable young lady. What a blessing it is to become acquainted with one such as her. But whatever happens, I've now sealed it following the emergency response procedures, so that the problem is almost certainly contained to a certain extent. Well, it might be 893 pages long, but the trial version has no information on the emergency measures applicable in a wartime scenario. We need to form an editor's group for a trial version expanded edition and have a detailed discussion on additional emergency scenarios. Anyway, point being, even though I have followed the emergency response measures, they aren't the most complete, and the environment within the containment dome has turned less than ideal, shall we say. The Mikage furnace has now ceased operation indefinitely, and that soldier is getting incredibly antsy about it. Allegedly, Miyuki recently borrowed some of his people to arrange for the evacuation of the civilians. Now that really got him riled up. But if things continue like they are, who knows? Tatara might just turn into a glorious firework visible all the way from my dear home, beautiful town of Petrior. In the worst case scenario, yes it could. We've not yet reached that stage, but if it gets that serious... Precisely. But considering it mostly deals with insurance claims and lawsuits and the like, I was rather hoping it wouldn't come to that. Recently though, the instrument is indicating that the containment dome I activated is a little unstable, but I don't know what or where the problem is. Back in my beautiful homeland of Fontaine, we would normally have a vision-wielding expert diagnose the problem. Then we would form a dedicated review panel to discuss and raise proposals, approve a solution, then organize remedial work. But with Inazuma being the way it is right now, all I can do is try to determine what might be going on through naked eye observation and my imagination. Sure, you're taking your best guess. Best guess, my dear boy, please. This is a woefully inadequate representation of what's going on. A fairer description would be an observation and interference drawing on a wealth of professional experience, including analogous previous cases. Okay, so an educated guess. Precisely. So my guess is that it could conceivably, potentially, possibly, probably be an issue with the device containing the Tatarigami core that is having a knock-on effect on the containment dome I installed. But even if that's the case, the readings given by this instrument seems off. Something must have happened outside the dome as well. Yes, that's it. Under the current circumstance, in the area around the Mikage furnace, only a vision bearer would be, well, safe. Anyone else would probably make it around 3 paces. Except for me. On a special case, I'd have croaked about halfway through taking my first step. In short, if we only knew what exactly was going on with the Mikage furnace, I'd likely be able to formulate a repair plan, but we'd still need a review panel to approve it. Wait, It would only take one person to fulfill the function of a review panel. Aha, so we're all set. Huh? But it doesn't look like you have a vision. I'm no ordinary individual. Is that so? Alright, you've swayed me. It's not technically proper procedure, but we shan't achieve anything by just sitting on the issue. And I suspect that if we left that soldier to handle it, his report would still be sitting in his superior's chest of drawers, gathering dust as the island was being blown sky high. Let me pack up here, then we'll head off. In any event, we need to get closer to the Mikage furnace to get a better idea of the situation. Perhaps you could go and investigate the surrounding area while I'm packing up. These strange readings must have something to do with whatever's happening in the Mikage furnace. Pack up? Has that been approved by a review panel? Actually, as representation of the present review panel, I have already granted myself authorization to pack up at strike camp, so no need to worry about that. Okay. Okay, there. Oh, could finally get rid of that bubble. There's this huge vest, we keep our distance. Take care of what thing? Wait, what am I doing? Oh, I was just hitting the ceiling?
Let me try.
What the hell? Oh. So it's under. Damn it.
Written in the stars.
Let's end this quickly. Run.
Well,
Power that isn't question.
Don't be a killjoy. Gather. You can't run.
I don't have a fire character either. Oh shit.
You shouldn't see me like this. Let's not waste time. Gather.
Hmm.
Let me scratch.
Joy, we've only just begun. I hope this stabilize. Let's not waste time. Gather.
Really wish I had a been it on me actually. The reason I switched to beta is because she still needs leveling up. Got everybody else to 50 though.
This is order.
Shadows of fate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill him while his shield's still going.
This isn't good.
Okay, now I can do this. Must have something to do with the Fatui, huh? The situation looks stable at least. With the Mikage furnace? Yes, indeed. From my observations, the internal buildup of Tataragami energy doesn't seem too high. The reason I initially activated the dome was to stop people from going inside, mostly because of the legal liability it puts on us. Basically, if too much energy accumulates inside, then this dome is completely useless. The main thing here is that everything's looking good right now, so it's happy days. No need to pour over mundane details at this point. So how is the dome looking? It's got 3 rifts and a whole lot of Fatui. Rifts? Wait a moment. Fatui? What are those slices Nyans doing all the way out here? Whatever it is, it's connected to the furnace. You really think so? They're the cause of the issues that really complicate things. Goodness gracious, how can this be happening? I'm just a humble engineer. I only wanted to come here to do a little research, do some filming, get a taste of Inazuma's delightful culture, etc. How did I go from that to being caught up in this whole mess? It began as a simple technical issue. Then that soldier turned up and all of a sudden it's somehow a process issue. Then somewhere during said process it transforms again into an Inazuman domestic affair that Outlanders are strictly prohibited from interfering in. Now the Fatui are here. If it goes on like this, the nature of this problem is going to change quite radically indeed. You've had a similar experience before? Drawn into a messy situation that fundamentally has nothing to do with you whatsoever? That's unfortunate. Whatever, I'm here now, and I'm the only one capable of resolving the issue with the Mikage furnace. Technically, ignoring it would be a compliant decision both in terms of process and in terms of who has jurisdiction over it, but I can't just leave it unresolved. Perhaps I just need to accept that for a researcher, this is just the way life is. Or as we say in Fontaine, sieste la vie. If the Fatui are really here to try and get their hands on the Tataragami energy inside the Mikage furnace, then the containment dome should be a major stumbling block to their plans. Indeed, there is no doubt in my mind that the Fatui are at least tangentially related to those rifts. I see. So it's those cracks in the containment dome that are causing my instruments to give these anomalous readings. I must say, they are very stealthy. They managed to make it all the way here, damage the dome, and access the inside of the Mikage furnace without anybody finding out. If that's the case, there's a real possibility here that they've already made it inside. Are the Fatui really so reckless? If it exploded, they would share the same fate as everyone else. Dear me, they are truly daring. First things first, we must find a way to scare them off. Give me a moment to think. Got it. Since they decided to sneak inside the Mikage furnace quietly, it must mean that they wish to avoid a direct confrontation with the shogunate. So all we need to do is make some sort of big dramatic gesture to make them think that the shogunate is already onto them. That might just make them much more cautious in their approach, which will make our investigation much easier. I'll go to defeat them right away. What? Whoa, hold on a second. That's not what I meant. Hear me out first. Do you know of the Kamujima cannon? It's a big gun built using the latest technology, powered by electro. The shogunate had a few of them installed on this island for military purposes, since this is where the front line was, but as the war went on, things changed, and now they're currently sitting there unused. You'd have to ask our soldier friend, but I'm sure he'd only tell you that he's not at liberty to disclose classified military intelligence. If you want my take, I think the Shogun's army underestimated the sophistication of their enemy. They installed the cannons hoping to halt Sagonomiya's advance with overwhelming firepower. But although the cannon does indeed pack quite the punch, it has a limited field of fire and is not very mobile. Most importantly, big artillery guns like these need several people to operate them, and maintenance is a real headache. Trying to defend the Mikage furnace and the cannons at the same time that our soldier friend and his comrades were spread much too thinly. So ultimately, it actually gave Sagonomiya an opportunity. After making it past the cannon's field of fire, they quickly took down the forces guarding the furnace. Before the Shogun's army could get emergency reinforcements to the furnace, they had already withdrawn from there and started attacking from a different direction. Constantly being dragged back and forth kept the Shogunate's forces fully occupied, so when the furnace started having problems, they were forced to halt production. Meanwhile, the cannons installed in the wild became essentially useless against the kind of tactics employed by Sagonomiya's side. Suffice it to say that as far as the fight on this island went, Sagonomiya had the upper hand. So, did they damage the furnace? I don't think so. They should be well aware that the Tatara sealed inside wouldn't treat Sagonomiya or the Shogunate any differently from each other if the Mikage furnace was destroyed. All they want is to continuously harass and attack the Mikage furnace to be a nuisance to the Shogun's army and slowly wear them down. I wonder who it is that is planning all those precise attacks from Sagonomiya's side. Well, that's enough chit-chat. Whatever the case, the cannon would definitely cause an unimaginable ruckus, which is just what we need. And as a result of some miraculous coincidence, I actually know how to operate the cannon. Well, I won't get deeper into it, but we do have other technologies besides just maintaining and producing equipment. As I've said before, the containment dome is meant for stopping people from entering. The Fatui have already broken through. That much you've seen with your own eyes. Though it may seem like it's just a few small tears, the truth of the matter is the dome is actually barely holding up. If they're left unchecked, even if the Mikage furnace is alright, they'll definitely find other ways to cause problems. If we don't destroy the dome, we'd have to go through the 3 tiers that the Fatui made to repair the furnace. We'd be fish in a barrel for those Fatui to shoot. But if we destroyed it altogether, not only would it shock the Fatui and provide us with an advantageous opportunity, it would also allow for us to have more routes to choose from. Besides, if we can repair the furnace in time, everything will return to normal, even if we do destroy the containment dome. Have a little faith in me, and in the marvelous technology of my homeland, Fontaine. Come, let me mark the locations of the Kamijima cannons for you on your map. Okay, screenshot. Do we need projectiles? Normally we would, and the cannons use very special type of projectiles. That's why the Shogunate is so lax about leaving these huge cannons in the wild. But as I've said before, I happen to know how to operate this sort of cannon. What I also know is how to make use of electro to bypass their projectile-related limitations. But since neither of us have a vision, if we are to get a hold of some stable elemental power, we should go ask the treasure hoarders if we might borrow a few of their curious small bottles in which they seal some. I can control the elements. What? But you're not a bearer of the vision. I guess we all have our own little secrets, eh? I shan't pry. Then, on behalf of our special review board, I will be entrusting you with this task. I'm confident that we will make a wonderful team. Okay, there was one up here. There's one right here, though, so I'll get that one first.
Where do you want to go next?
Oh, it's actually
If
right
you'd like
here.
to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references.
This kind of cannon does not have a point-and-shoot aiming facility. You must adjust the elevation and orientation in order to fire on target. Okay. So right there? No, no, way higher. And to the left. Keep pressing space, try to shoot. Okay, that's a one. Let's see, there's one on this island. I actually did see these cannons, though. Because there's some type of wall somewhere you're supposed to break to get to one of the domains. I just forgot where it was. I think it was this domain. Maybe? There was something that you have to use the cannon to break to get to. Oh, it's all the way up there, huh? Wait, could I use this to get up there quicker? Yes, I can. What? Huh, I don't know why it took me out of it. That looks good. It wasn't. Okay, that did it. Knock knock. You're back. My, that was loud. My eardrums are still ringing. After hearing the cannons, the Fatui will most certainly suspect that the Shogunate has become aware of their activities. Still, something seems off here. Why hasn't the Tatarigami energy begun to leak out after the containment dome was destroyed? Could it be that some of the Mikage furnace's systems are still operational and have already purified some of the energy? Or perhaps the Fatui are collecting that energy. Whatever the case may be, please take this opportunity to go and find out. Watch out, it's the Fatui.
You'll get frostbite. Frozen.
Damn it. This is the one that's the problem, the ice one. Of course, that guy's shooting fire. Maybe I could get him to... Really?
Feeling a little off.
Fuck, his shield's on cooldown.
You shouldn't see me
Damn
like
it!
this.
Damn, that was one hit and it did all that to me? That's not, what am I? Oh yeah, the food. You know what? I cannot beat them right now. It'd be faster for me to just go heal up and come back.
Stabilize. Have a load of this.
Delve into destiny.
You can't run. Kill Joy. We've only just begun. Flash freeze. To the bone. You need to hurry up.
Damn, they hit me so hard.
Let me scry.
Killjoy, we've only just begun. I see through you like I went too far.
Okay, I need you to get the grass on fire
Solidify.
to break his shields. Okay. It don't work because he's ice. Damn it. Oh, I might as well just kill you then.
Gather. Gather.
Shadows of fate. Fate is upon you.
Order guide you. Gather. Stabilize.
Goodness me, they don't beat about the bush, do they? Their lack of care for the delicacies of law are really, well, the further they are from me, the better. Seems like their target is the Tatara energy, which is within the Mikage furnace. Go check up on the status of the storage device inside the Mikage furnace, while the Fatui are distracted by all this ruckus we're making. If you encounter any Fatui, why, take them out. I have every confidence in your abilities. Probably faster to come from up here. Just glide down. Of course, I want to take a quick look over here. What the hell? This should be the Mikage furnace. I'm getting hurt. Let's record it down and let them have a look. Take a picture. Okay. do have the camera, right? I don't have a camera. So I gotta stop here. I can't take a picture. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to look that up later. How to get a camera. But, if you watched up to this point, I guess thanks for watching. Hopefully we can finish this up tomorrow. I gotta find the camera though, so. Well, actually, one of these have it, right? Do I have a quest that has it? Yes.
Every journey.
Let's go get the camera and see if you can try to come back. Traveler, hold on a second. I know this is a bit sudden, but do you have any interest in cameras? Sure. Well, this camera here is no ordinary camera. It uses the latest technology from Fontaine. The photos printed by this model all come with a unique effect not offered by standard cameras. Hey, I'm telling the absolute truth here. If you don't believe me, you can ask about it at the Adventurers Guild. I was skeptical at first too. I played around with it for ages, but couldn't get it working. Eventually, one of the adventurers from the guild gave me a hand. Now, you must be wondering, what makes this camera so different? Well, it's to do with the internal design. It takes a certain kind of potion that adds a special effect during the printing process, making the photos look much better than those printed by your average camera. What do you think? If you're interested, I can let you play around with this one for a while. It has a very limited variety of potions, but enough for you to get a feel for how it works. I plan to make a trip to Fontaine at some point and purchase some new variety of potions. So if you're interested, I hope to have your custom then. How much do they cost? Don't you worry about that side of things. They're already very cheap when purchased individually. And if you plan on buying in bulk, we can discuss discounts. Please, keep this camera as a token of my esteem. If you enjoy using it, I'd appreciate your business in the future. Alright, I got a camera now. I hope this camera works. It's a special camera, so. I wonder if a shield will protect me while I'm down there. What the fuck?
Even bedrock can be turned to dust.
I'm retarded. I jumped with spamming space, but I had no stamina to use my glider. So I should keep an eye on that this time. Let me get a shield going first and see if it works. Nope. Okay, is that good enough? Yep. Did you find the device? Yes, and I took a picture. Let me take a look. Good, good. It hasn't suffered too much damage. If all the other emergency systems are working normally, most of the energy circuits inside the device should have been cut off already. that I would consider a great fortune, even amidst our many miseries. I have a few more preparations to make, and I also need to give the problems we face here at the Bakage furnace some thought. Come, find me after a while. We still have a lot of work to do here. That would have sucked if I didn't go grab the camera now. Oh, I could work on this now? Oh, I'm gonna call this one here, though. If you watched up to this point, though, thanks for watching. And I hope you all have wonderful lives. Peace.